homesteading to prepping to common horse sense, we are College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, it's time to get some tomatoes in the ground. Now, we're racing against the rain this morning. I bought these day before yesterday, these plants, and I knew that the peppers were just too little to put in the ground. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See how the peppers are all just laid over when I sprayed them with the water? Okay, if I put those in the ground, they're probably going to wilt and die. They're just too tender. Now, I've got broccoli over here that I'm going to put some replants. I only got about, 12 or 16 of them. I think I was 16 there. But then I've got my tomatoes that I'm going to put out. Now this year, it's just been really odd for us. I'm real late getting my tomatoes and all of that stuff. There were some things out of our control. Me and Crystal had to be gone from the farm for 3 weeks, and so there were just other things that needed our attention more, and it was just important to do. But I wound up getting my tomato plants. I could only get so many Romas. Normally I plant between 60 and 80 Romas every year. I could only get 48 Romas this year. And then I plant Cherokee Purple and Mortgage Lifters. I plant between 48 and 50. Well, I couldn't even get Cherokee Purples or Mortgage Lifters. So I bought about 40 none. I bought some things like Carolina Gold and some other stuff. So what we're going to do this morning is I'm going to put the Roma tomatoes in the ground. And then hopefully tomorrow morning I'll put the indeterminate tomatoes in the ground. Now, Romas are a determinate tomato. They're only going to get about 4 feet long, 4.5. So we just use those little short cages on them. I don't put the cages on today. I'll show you that in another video about how we cage them. And then the indeterminate tomatoes, they'll grow up to 11 feet long. They'll grow out the top of our 5-foot tall cage and all the way down the sides. So we're going to plant our determinants today. So, in other words, Romas. That's what we use to can with. That's what Crystal prefers to use to can with and to make sauces with. So that's what we use. I like it because it's, I buy the hybrids because they're Fusarium wilt resistant. And here in Kentucky, the wilt can be pretty tough. So I like to get a wilt resistant one. Cherokee Purple's very wilt resistant, and so is Mortgage Lifter. But you can save the seed from them. But these Romas, I could probably save the seed from them, maybe get away with it 1 year, but after that, they probably wouldn't come back true. So I just go ahead and buy my Roma seed every year. Now, I didn't grow these plants myself. I paid $18 a flat. That's the 48 plants. That's what it is at our local Mennonite place. It's $18 a flat. So this is about $75 worth of or $76, I don't, something like that, worth of plants. So let's go ahead and get out in the field and get these Romas put in the ground. Okay, I'm going to put these in with my pipe planter. I've got 48 Roma tomatoes here, and I got more Romas than I thought. I wound up with 72 Roma tomatoes. So I've got 24 extra, so I only got 24 indeterminates. So we'll talk about that when we get to that. Let me show you about these Romas. Now, along these stems, and see, one of them's missing too. There's no plant in that one. Along these stems, you'll see that there are these little hairs. Every one of those little hairs will make a root. Okay, so you bury these as deep as you can get them. If I bury them all the way up to here, it won't bother me with my pipe planter. So I'll stick them in the ground just as deep as I can get them. So let's go ahead and start putting these in the ground. I've got 72 of them to put in. For the video, I'll probably just put in the first 48, and then we'll call that good. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and wind up. I plant them about 18 inches apart, and this is a 100-foot row. Actually, this row on the edge here is a little bit short because I have to leave a place for my truck to drive around and my tractor and stuff to keep out of the plowed dirt. This one's probably about 80 feet. So I plant them about every 18 inches. So this 48 Roma plants will probably take up that entire row. So let's go ahead and plop these in the ground. You remember we planted our potatoes. They are right over there, right there. There's our potatoes. So we want to plant these so that they're not going to interfere with the potatoes, and we want to be able to get to them regular. Remember I told you when I planted the potatoes, I planted them in the kind of the center so that that could just be let grow, because you don't access your potatoes through the year. You don't go through them all the time like you're going to go through tomatoes or something. You want your tomatoes planted on the edge of your field. That way you only have to step over into it a little bit to go down through there and harvest them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our tomatoes in. Of course, all the way over here we've got, you'll notice there's like rows. Here's a row, there's a row, but that's actually the width of my tiller. Okay, so from here to here is 4 feet, then over is 4 more feet, and over is 4 feet again. And then the next row is the potatoes. So I've got 3 rows there that I can put stuff in the ground, but I don't want to put them right in the row because that'll make them close to my potatoes. So I want to put them I'm going to start them right here in the center in this row, and then come over and then go right to the edge of that row. That'll make it so I can drive my tiller through there and keep those rows clean without a whole lot of problems. It is just so much easier to till through with your tractor. So I do my stuff in wide rows. Alright, so let me get these tomatoes ready and we'll put them in the ground. Now I've showed my pipe planter over the years. You just stick it here, kick it to the side, pull a little dirt up, take a plant, drop it in, fill the hole, and go on to the next one. You don't have to bend over and do any of that. So I'm going to get down through here and get these planted about 18 inches apart. if I cover up a few leaves, I don't worry about it. Okay, that's 48 plants in. I've got 24 more to do. With these Romas, I will not fertilize them today. You'll notice that we took and watered them real good so that these pots are just saturated. So as far as the watering goes, I won't water right now. Now it's supposed to rain and I see the clouds back here to the west, so they're coming. So I've got to get done doing this. But if it doesn't rain today, it's just a 50% chance, so it could, bypass us, go around us or something. So if it doesn't rain today, about 6 o'clock tonight, 7, I'll come back out and give them all another drink. And then tonight it's supposed to like a 70% chance of rain, so it'll probably definitely rain tonight. So now if you like this stuff, this homestead and do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homestead stuff all the time. We upload on Sundays. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to planting the rest of these Roma tomatoes.